Adding and subtracting whole numbers, decimals and negatives. Add with different signs. So our first problem here says to visualize a -2 plus 4. It's easiest to visualize this if we are dealing with a number line. We're going to be starting at -2, so I want to fill out my number line in both directions here a little bit. Okay, so it says we have a -2 plus 4. That means that we're starting here at -2. We're going in the positive direction 4 places, which means that we are going to the right. We're going to add 4, which is going to put us at 2. So our answer here is 2. Let's take a look at our second problem. Again, it's easiest to visualize this with a number line. So I'll put our 1 in, and then put a few more hash marks in. Okay, so we're starting at 1, and it says we're going to go in the negative direction 3 places. So that means that we're going to go on the left and go 3 places, 1, 2, 3, which is going to put us at a -2. Now if we take a look at our numbers here, our 2 and our -2, you may notice that those answers are the difference between our original two numbers. The -2 and the 4, the 1 and the -3. The difference. So what it looks like is that if we're adding with two different signs, we're going to be subtracting the numbers. So if we're adding with different signs, then take the difference or subtract the two numbers. Now, you may have noticed that we have one answer that is positive and one answer that is negative. So how do I figure out if they're positive or negative? Well, that actually ends up being fairly easy. Notice that in our first problem, our 4 is larger than -2. Our 4 is also positive. And we got a positive answer. In our second problem, -3 is bigger than 1. It has a distance that is farther from 0 than 1. And our answer was negative. So what that means for us, in trying to find a rule so that we don't have to use a number line all the time, is that we're going to take the difference or subtract the two numbers, and then we're going to keep the sign of the larger number. Now I have that in quotes because technically -3 is smaller than 1, but the distance from 0 is bigger. So when we're talking about the larger number, we're talking about which one is farther from 0. When we take a look at our two examples here, we have our first problem. We have 5 plus a -2. Notice that we have different signs. So that means that we're going to take the difference or subtract. So the difference between the two of them is 3. Now our larger number is 5. Now it's positive, so that means our sign is going to be a positive, so this is positive 3. Gives us 3, and it was positive when we first did this, and way back in elementary school, probably about first grade or something like that. And we got a positive 3, just like we did back in elementary school. Let's take a look at example 2. In example 2, you may notice that we have this double negative here. And we talked about that previously and said that if we have a double negative like this, that is the same as saying that we have a plus 4. It's the same as adding whatever the number that came after. So now what we've done is we've actually simplified this problem. We have a negative 9 plus 4. We have opposite signs, so we're going to take the difference between the two, which would give us 5. Our larger number is negative, so that means our answer is negative, and we get a negative 5 for our answer.